Hey y'all, welcome back to Kicking It with K-Rob. It is your host, K-Rob. Y'all, why the freak? I know y'all tired of me saying this, but I get nervous every time I go on live, and I just be getting the jitters, okay? But anyway, so today's topic is near and dear to my heart. It's basically my foundation of life. And the topic of today is R&B. We want to talk about R&B. What about R&B? I don't know. We're going to see what about R&B. And we have a special guest, so whenever she get on here, we're going to there she go. There she go. Come on. Let's see. Request it. No request. Y'all, I wish I had Miss Incredible arms so I could just stretch my arms out. Maybe I gotta invite. Stop. Why is my phone doing this? Shoot. And I didn't even see, this is stupid. Invite. I gotta do it. Hey Lily.
Hey, KK, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Dang, I was gonna. Okay. I done messed up, but it's okay. It's okay. I was gonna add the title to this because. But I was telling them that not this title, but this topic of today's episode is the foundation of my life, music, R&B. We're talking about R&B. And y'all, we actually met. Her name is Aaliyah. She's from Chicago, okay?
Howdy.
We actually met because R&B.
Yes, we did.
You know me, I'm a huge fan of Ashanti. And back in the day, I was plundering and digging, and I found some Ashanti fans, and she was one of them. And we stayed in contact. How long have we been friends?
Probably like 10 years.
About 10 years because of Ashanti,
Oh,
being an Ashanti fan. You said
I'll
what?
Ashanti for our friendship.
You said what?
I'll always thank Ashanti for our friendship.
I know. That's crazy. She gonna be like, girl, what are y'all talking about? When she sees this.
I don't know either of y'all, but she brought us together, y'all.
Yeah. She brought us together. Ashanti did. So, hey, girl, whenever you see this one day I'm gonna interview you. But anyways, okay. So, are you ready for the questions? You ready? Okay. So, since the topic is R&B, I would like to know your definition of R&B.
All right, my definition of R&B, I think that it really has its roots in like that gospel type soul category. Because when I just think of black music, I think that all black music just has like that certain type of rhythm. So I think that R&B is any like type of secular music that kind of derived from that gospel sound, and it just has like that really hearty, feel good type of vibe to it.
Mm.
And not just good, I think like very like emotional too.
Okay, because that part right there, the emotional part, that was gonna be something I'll touch on later on. Because yeah, but I honestly don't know the definition. I know it obviously stands for rhythm and blues, but I don't know the definition of it. I know the sample, but I don't know the definition of it. I don't know if that's the same thing. But I know R&B when I hear it. I can't.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's not it. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Today's R&B is not my type of R&B. No shade, no tea.
Man. I can agree
But
with you.
so the blues part. So I'm from down south, Mississippi, and a lot of people, I don't think they actually know what the blues is. When you hear a blues song, a true blues song, do you know what it is? Do you know what
Yeah.
it sounds like?
Well, first of all, I think about Chicago because I know it came from Mississippi first, but we really, mixed it up and put it on the map. But the blues, it really just got that element of like a lot of people, they'll say it very simple that the blues is about sadness, it's about that depression. But I feel like when you listen to like a real blues record, like it's real slow down, but even though like it initiates with that sadness, it always talks about bettering yourself and like coming up out of it. And I think like the blues has inspired like a lot of like work movements, like workers' rights movements. I think of like Reconstruction, where people that were coming out of enslavement and they looked to the blues to basically describe how they were dealing in life.
That took an interesting turn. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Because when I think about the blues I grew up on, the blues I listen to, it is very, like you said, slow. but the blues is raunchy as hell. And by raunchy, I mean nasty. Like, it's more, to me, in my opinion, it can get more nasty than rap. Like,
really.
what? When we
Well,
get off here, I'm about to put you
for
on to some songs.
I think about like how Ma Rainey had like some like a lot of controversial blues records, you know, when she back in her day, and people
Who?
like this singer named Ma Rainey. People like, why are you singing about that? Because she's saying a lot about you know, being sexually liberated. She's saying a lot about being a working class woman, being a laundress, and people a lot of the respectable black people, they looked down on her for singing on those topics back then.
Look at you giving us music history. Period.
That was one of my favorite
Period.
college, history of African American music.
I didn't take that class. I wanted to take an African American class in college, but I didn't. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Okay, so what is the difference or your difference between a vocalist and a singer?
Oh, that's a good question, Michaela. Um, I think it's a good question because nowadays, let me say this, I feel like there's a lot of child. Can we even call?
Whisper singers?
I feel
Whisper
like
singers?
there's a lot of singers, but I feel like even singers is loosely. But I think like a vocalist is a true master of their craft. They really know how to use their voice as an instrument. So when I think of a vocalist, I think about Whitney, I think about Mariah, I think of Minnie Riperton, where they had to really like hone in on their technique and to produce like such creative sounds. Because when you listen to a Whitney Mariah so on record, like it's not just flat. Like you know that if you want to learn how to sing this song, you need to study it from top to bottom. You can't just like sing it easily or replicate it easily. I think to be qualified as a singer, on the very least, you need to just be able to sing well enough, be able to hold a tune. Um, and I don't think that this market is propping up a lot of vocalists anymore.
No, absolutely not. I feel like we could pick a random girl on the street and she could sing better than half these singers today.
Okay, and it's really
I call them whisper singers
talking about whisper singers
and cursive singers.
and
They're
what
no straightforward singers. Hmm?
did you say? Cursive singers?
Mm-hmm.
Cursive like handwriting cursive? Why you call
I'm
them that?
not gonna call. I'm not gonna say no names for the sake of me.
Getting dragged by the
But, huh?
not getting dragged by the stands.
Exactly. So, but it's I've heard that saying before, both of those saying before, and I could totally hear that it's being sung in cursive and it's being whispered. This is not the
Oh,
Yang twins. Like everybody don't need to
oh,
do that.
saying yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay, so I simplified that because your answer was like way more said and thought out. But I just feel like vocalists give me chills. They give me like a third eye. When I hear a vocalist, my third eye opens. It's like almost an outer body experience whenever you hear them sing. It's like, oh my God, like you, that's coming from you. But the singer's like, okay, like girl, you could sing. I feel like there's different categories of singers too. Like there's a whisper singers and car singers at the bottom. Then there's singers like, let me see. I don't want to. There's singers like Ashanti, we take her for example, and then I feel like we can go who's somebody who could sing better than Ashanti, but that's not quite a vocalist.
Um, Monica,
Kelly Rowland, Monica, who?
Monica, Monica.
Monica. Okay,
Well, people know.
people consider
People will drag me for saying Brandy not a vocalist. Let me not.
yeah. I was gonna say people they consider Brandy to be a vocalist. So okay, Monica, we'll go with Monica. I think some people even say Monica is a vocalist too, but yeah, okay. So like I said, there's the cursive and whisper. People like Ashanti who could actually sing. Well, wait, because there are people who don't think Ashanti can sing.
But see, we not about to talk about them people because we are
Okay.
Ashanti fans. This is Ashanti fan club right now. But see,
Okay. So,
but okay, if you want to go on Ashanti, this is what I think about Ashanti. I think that Ashanti never propped herself up to be Well, going back on that definition of a vocalist is a person who uses their voice as an instrument and is very good at manipulating their voice. I don't think that Ashanti ever went into her career and was like, I'm going to be a vocalist. I think that she found her niche in making like soft, like well, sweet R&B and mixing it with that hip hop. So she could, at the very least, like be identified as a good singer. Like she could hold a tune. She writes those melodies well. Like she could tease out the little harmonies really well. So when people be like, "Oh, Ashanti can't sing," Ashanti not no vocals, Ashanti never tried to be that.
Period. And people be coming for Alicia Keys too now, but that's a whole different story. But
Child.
I think Alicia Keys could sing. But okay. So period, yes. Vocalists that give me chills, it's a third eye, and it's just a different experience whenever you hear a vocalist singing. And a singer's like, oh my gosh, she can sing, or she can hold a tune.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Do you think, like, I don't know if you answered this question or not, but do you think we have any vocalists of today, in today's generation?
And I'd be thinking about, okay, I think budding vocalists we do. Cause at first, I just be really hard on these new R&B girls, but I've really been enjoying Ari Lennox's new album. And I just really love how, even though Ari Lennox sings like very contemporary type lyrics and talking about like, oh, I'm about to get my back blown out, or, I like this dude. Like she really do take the time to make you feel the emotion in that rather than just singing it flat. I know a lot of people compare her voice to Erykah Badu, but I feel like Ari has like this warmth like in her voice, and they like kind of like it reverberates through me. Like I'm thinking about Boy Bye on her new album and POF. Like she just has like a knack for telling a story, and that's one of the things that I really do like in a new artist. Um, and also, I'm really starting to appreciate Queen's voice, Queen Naija.
I like Queen. I like
I
her voice.
I know you do. I know you like Queen. So I've been listening to her on the low key because her past. I've been trying to forgive it, but I've been
That's a
listening.
different topic. Different topic. We can talk about that another day. That whole situation.
But I've been listening to her on the low key. But I think that I like Queen's voice in that her voice sounds like a 2000s R&B chick, and that she
Hmm.
knows how to resonate her voice very well. And I think that she knows how to like actually ride the beat. So I would say like burgeoning up and coming vocalists would be Ari and Queen, in my opinion.
Okay. Monty says Summer Walker. Monty, I wish she could hop on this live and elaborate more. But okay. A lot of people they say Jasmine Sullivan, but I don't consider Jasmine a new girl. Even though she dropped a new album, she's not with the new girls. Miss Jasmine has been here. She's been here, okay? Do I consider her a vocalist? I think I could actually consider her a vocalist.
Okay.
Because I'm in love with another man. Woo! When I tell y'all, the way she sung that song made me feel like I was in a whole different situation. I had no business being in, but that's neither here nor there. You know that song? I'm in love with
I do.
someone. Exactly, she's been here. But so are you gonna elaborate on Miss Summer, Monty? But in the meantime, okay, so vocalists, we don't just who are your top 5 favorite vocalists?
Oh, my top 5 favorite vocalists. Okay. So Holy Grail, of course, we got Whitney. Like number one, my favorite vocalist. I listen to people who sing well, and I'm always like, is love blind for me when I listen to Whitney Houston, because she just has such a she could do everything with her voice. So with
Everything.
Mariah, I think that especially in Mariah's prime, when she was just going up and down with no whistle registers, like she's like a human flute. Um,
Did she break a glass, or did I make that up? Like, did she ever sing to a point where she broke a glass, like a wine glass, because her pitch was so high, her frequency pitch?
I feel like I saw that. I'm not sure if we're
Okay.
just having a false memory, but can somebody confirm that for us?
If not, we can look it up because yeah, I feel like that was the thing.
She's so Whitney Mariah, Anita Baker. I love me some Anita Baker. Like, please don't play with me. Um, Another vocalist. Okay, I think that a lot of people are going to sleep on this one.
Hmm.
Um, T-Boz from TLC.
I'm
Has
asleep. Not in a bad way because I just haven't listened, but
she just has such a unique voice. You know, like T-Boz's voice cannot be replicated. Um, and she really does put together like I think really glued together R&B.
oh,
Um,
she wrote a paragraph. Monica, you could have tapped in here, girl.
okay.
Okay. You want
Um,
to read it out loud? I said read it. Lily,
do I want to read it? Okay,
or you
so
want me to read it?
I feel like Summer Walker's a vocalist because you can really feel what she's feeling, and she can sing a cappella, no auto tune, nothing. She has an entire a cappella EP, and it is so good. So, okay, so I can't get up to. So before I elaborate on that, Monty, I'm gonna say I don't think I could really get up to 5. But it's a lot of people I do enjoy listening to. But in terms of vocalists, it is Whitney all the way for me. As terms of Summer Walker, like I personally like listening to Summer Walker's voice. I think that what it comes down to is that just from me, my personal opinion, that she doesn't enunciate enough for me. And I don't think that she utilizes her full range.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Summer like has the potential to have like a very expansive range, but she likes to stay. But then like her mid voice, her mixed voice, and like maybe like her upper register a little bit. And coming from like two Ashanti fans, like Ashanti likes to stay in like her high register all the time, but sometimes she would go down in her lower register, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is the missing piece. So for me, like a vocalist, they are consistently mixing and matching different types of their voices to give us like a different product. Because even though like Summer is great at composing music, because you know she plays different instruments and things like that, her beats always sound tight. I think that I always know that it's a Summer song because I think that she stays in that same range consistently.
Mm-hmm. She said, "Oh, her. We asking about her, the singer, her. I honestly haven't listened to her, like her, so I can't really say. But I heard that she actually can sing and she does have good music. I do think Summer could really sing, but like you said, I don't think she uses her vocal ability to its full capacity, like at
Mm.
all, and that kind of irritates me because I'm like, girl, let me hear it. Let me hear it. Pull it out. I need you to pull it
I
out."
Oh my gosh, I just wanted to hear people give me everything with their voice.
Oh, she said, no, I didn't mean to put her LO. Well, that's ironic, though, because people do like her and say that her can sing. Her can sing. That's crazy.
Yeah, they do say that. I like
Um,
listening to her's voice. But I feel like her. I don't know. Her can do both. She could give me like an R&B type of record, but at the same time, like kind of vibey. Still,
mm.
she falls into the vibe category.
I think my 5, well, I honestly did more than 5 because the more I was researching and thinking, I was like, oh, yeah, what about, what about? But okay, definitely, like I said, we got Miss Whitney Houston, the greatest singer of all time. No debate.
All time, no bad.
No debate. And I'm thinking about, I just thought about this, but people have been debating about Celine Dion being on this list. I personally think
No,
Celine,
she's a pop singer.
I'm just saying what the streets are saying. But okay, so we got Whitney Houston. We got Dino from H Town. You know the group H Town?
No.
Listen to him.
Oh, I have heard you play some of them before. Yeah.
Knocking the boots. Good loving body. Knocking the boots all night. Yeah, him. That group. Well, Dino in specific. We got Shirley Murdoch. I don't know if you know who she is, but baby. You know the song, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate? It's a thin
Yeah.
line. Okay, she's on that song. And she's on Computer Love. She's singing the it's a Computer Love or either it's Computer Love. She's on a background to Computer Love. So if you listen to the song, you will hear a woman in the background, and that's who it is.
Okay.
I think. I remember her with, I know she was in one of Zapp and Rogers' songs. what song she in? I don't, y'all, I feel stupid now because what if that's not the song? But she was, I'm gonna have to send it to you because it's really gonna mess me up now. But we got Mickey Howard. I actually learned about Mickey Howard this year when I watched her autobiography. Is that what it's called when it's a movie, an autobiography? What's it called when it's a movie and
A
it's about somebody's life?
biopic.
Biopic. Okay, we can call it. I watched her biopic this year. I think it was on Tubi. It was a good movie, great movie. Then I started like listening to her music. I was like, oh my god, wow, miss out on her this whole time. We got Otis Redding. Anybody coming to see you, Otis? Yes, love me some. And I got into him because I was watching this show called Dead to Me. Then I heard the song. I was like, wait a minute, I
Yeah.
love that. And we have some honorable. Well, I'm not going to consider Mariah Carey an honorable mention. I just forgot to put her first, but Mariah Carey, or put her up there. And then I said an honorable mention is Christina Aguilera.
Okay.
Because I don't even know if I need to say anything, but like Christina, I don't know about Christina now, but Christina, young Christina.
And then, man, Reflections, beautiful. Oh, chills. But see, I like your list, Michaela, because I think with my list, I really focus more so like on the popular vocalists of R&B, but you have like a expansive array. So I appreciate your list.
Thank you. I had to do my research a little bit and like things I've been thinking about over time, honestly. So it didn't just come. I was like, oh my god, Okay, so your top 5.
Give Cox her flowers.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
We forgot to give Deborah Cox her flowers.
Deborah Cox. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow.
No.
Yes.
Not embarrassed. These vocal cords ain't been right for a couple of weeks.
Definitely Deborah. I'm glad you mentioned her because, and she has more than one song besides that one that I like. But
yeah,
I like Deborah. Yes, she's definitely a vocalist. And Beyonce.
Friends by her. Come on. Oh.
You said what?
Her song "We Can't Be Friends with RL."
We forgot Beyonce earlier. Do you know how many people would come for us if we didn't mention Beyonce on this list as vocalists? I think Beyonce is a vocalist. Is she my favorite? Not necessarily, but I think I'm going to give her that.
Beyonce a vocalist. We don't take that conversation offline. I'm not saying that she can sing. I think that Beyonce can sing. I think that what I've noticed about Beyonce, in terms of being a vocalist, if we're talking about technique, if we're talking about sustaining notes, I noticed that she has trouble sustaining like the power in her voice when she's like performing live in those notes. Because I was listening to Listen when she performed it live a couple times, and it did kind of sound a little.
Okay.
It wasn't as developed. But I
Okay.
think that when I think of Beyonce, I think that she's like the total package of an entertainer now. I would definitely pay up to $600 to see Beyonce live.
Period. Okay. Is Michael a vocalist? It's okay if the answer is no. I was just wondering.
Let me see.
I don't know.
He was giving me life on You Rock My World. Rock With You. He was giving it. I
just think he's everything.
He's more like that Beyonce. It's just like all his talents are equal. You know, you can't weight one of them over the other for me with Michael.
They got you. Okay, I could give that. So yeah, okay, so my original question was, I have to say that so fast. Your top 5 singers. I don't know if you answered that. No, you didn't. Top 5 singers.
My top 5 singers, okay, so we have Whitney, we have Aaliyah. Now, this be pissing me off. People be telling me that Aaliyah can't sing. because I got receipts on y'all. I listened to all of Aaliyah's albums, and I know most of her unreleased songs. And my child can sing. Sometimes she can even sing. The one I gave my heart to, please,
Mhm.
please, bro. Like, I Refuse by Aaliyah. Come on now. Like, I know y'all be on that cliche, like, let me know. Like, yeah, but she did it right there. So Whitney, Aaliyah, Ashanti, y'all, if y'all want to listen to an Ashanti song where y'all like, Ashanti can't sing like that, listen to Struggle by Ashanti and Scars and Rest in Peace and come back to me. Struggle, Scars, and Rest in Peace. Um, I also love Mary. Oh shit. Anita Baker, I'm sorry, I gotta get, and then Kehlani. Those are all my favorite singers. People I just love to listen to. I'm sorry, I had to add a sixth one.
That's fine, because I got more than 5. But okay, so mine is, of course, Ashanti, Usher,
Okay.
Monica,
Yes.
Brian McKnight,
Okay.
Beyonce, and Mary J. Blige, and Joe. Mary J. Blige and Joe.
Lodge in Common and Ashanti.
Yeah. And okay, so you got Whitney twice. Obviously, if you're a vocalist, I guess you could be a singer. So, I mean, I guess. Of course, obviously she's a singer. Okay. I guess. Okay, your top 10 favorite R&B albums of all time.
Ooh, okay. Ashanti's first album, Ashanti. Aaliyah's last album, Aaliyah. Aaliyah's One in a Million album. Um, oh, which one? Which Monica album was that? Was it Before the Storm?
That sounds about right.
Um, I really like Kehlani's album. Oh my gosh. What's it called? It Was Good Before It Wasn't. Um, oh, Drew Hill. I listen to Drew Hill, y'all, like every Friday and Saturday night. And whichever one it was with them with that dragon that they got going on.
It was a Year of the Dragon.
Is that what it's called?
Probably not. Let's look it up. But go ahead.
Um, Destiny Child Survivor. Mm, what's another good one? Oh,
They got one
Show's
called Huh?
Show's album, the one with I Remember on it. Um, the Bodyguard soundtrack by Whitney Houston, and Beyonce. It's a tie between Beyonce's Four and I'm Your Baby Tonight. I know, like, y'all listening to you be like, dang, Aaliyah, like all you do is listen to women R&B acts. And I would say I mostly listen to women R&B acts. I do like to listen to men, but I don't really like invest myself into men R&B because I can't sing it. Like I can't sing like a man. So
You really was trying to sing. That's what I'm getting when you
I
listen to music.
love singing. I was in choir in high school, and I've always loved singing. So I try to find songs that I could sing in my own range.
Okay, so it's about range and not relatability.
Relatability and range.
Mm.
But I do
Okay.
like the men. I wish that more men sang nowadays. Oh, Michaela, not us forgetting Genuine on all these lists.
I love Genuine. He's definitely on my top singer list. I
I
definitely
love
saw him.
mine too. Like, what? That
And
album,
whoever's on here, y'all could comment y'all top 5 or top however many, like, whatever else, because I want to know.
that album that got I Love You, that got Love You More in it,
Mm,
and none of your
yeah.
business. Come on now.
Yeah, that was a good one. Because there's just so many. I don't want to keep going and going and going, so I have to narrow it down. But like Genuine, he definitely. What is it? Not second. What's it? I don't know, y'all. What's it called when they almost made the list? I had just said it.
Uh,
Honorable mention. There we go. Honorable mention. Okay, so for mine, even though it's definitely more than 10, I have Usher's Confession. Jade to the Max. If you don't know who the group Jade is, like, don't walk away, boy, don't walk away. Yeah, their album, love it. Zero skips. Y'all know I can't hold a tune. Like, I'm literally tone deaf. I'm not gonna get myself. Anyways, Chris Brown's first album, zero skips. The Declaration of Shanti, zero skips. My Thoughts by Avant. Let's get into it.
Like that one.
Where I Want to Be, Donnell Jones. Let's get into it.
Come on.
Traces of My Lipstick and Off the Hook, Escape, because let's get into it.
We love Escape.
Late Night Special and Blue Star, Pretty Ricky. Let's get into it. And I forgot. Huh?
We love some Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky. I forgot to mention or to put down SWV, but one of their albums, love it. Zero skips. Can't think of the name. Who else? Okay. This one is controversial. Is this saying controversial? People say he can't sing. But Jacquees's last project, I think it dropped in 2018 or 2019. I love it. I'm sorry. I'm not apologizing because I like it. Zero skips. I used to not like Jacquees as a singer because I thought his voice was annoying, but somehow I grew to like his voice and I grew to like his music, especially the last project he dropped. I like it. I don't know if it's because of what I was going through at the time, but like, it is what it is.
I think Jacquees is like kind of like how you and I were talking about Summer Walker and how that he doesn't use his full range a lot. But he makes cute music.
Not cute. Okay, so if you're in here, we're talking about R&B. So drop your top 5 or top 10 favorite singers, album of all time, because I want to know what y'all have to say. Okay, so I'm not done. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Come on.
Emancipation of Mimi.
Yes, Mariah Carey.
And I have a Jeremiah. Is it Jeremiah from Chicago. Jeremiah. Okay, his album where it was purple when he had Planes on it with J. Cole.
Is that
that album? Huh?
Is that We?
Is that the name of the album?
I think it's the song and the album was named We.
Probably so. Well, that one, and also last but not least, I like this new project that Money Long has. I really like her as a singer because she could sing, and she's not a whisper singer all the time. I actually like her. So we're gonna go. It's giving what?
It's giving shade.
No shade. I just like her tone, her register of what she uses. Yeah, it's really good. And it's called Public Display of Affection. The Money Long people out there. Anybody else we forgot to mention? Like, we could go on and on and on about all the greats from back in the day, but for time's sake. I'm gonna be mad if I forgot somebody, but Beyonce album 4. I think I like. Is it called 4?
Yeah, I like that one.
You don't?
I said I love that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think this is already an obvious answer, but what decade do you think has the best music? Has the best R&B? 90s. Yeah. Same.
Specifically though, because I always told you that like I have my sweet spot for the 90s. So my sweet spot for the 90s is like mid 96 to 99. And I say like, so that's the music that I taught myself when I was growing up. But I truly was enmeshed in the 2000 to 2008 music era.
Okay, so this question, we didn't go over this question, but who and what like made you fall in love with R&B? I think I had already did a video kind of dedicated to this, but I'll say it again for my instance.
Well, I don't think it was like one specific person, but I just remember when I was, or one specific incident. But I just remember when I was 2, I have like this fleeting memory of my big sister, who's like 13 years older than me, um, visiting me and my mom in the summer because my sister's from a different country, and we were in the room watching 106 in Park together, and we were watching. I feel like my favorite video at the time was Happy by Ashanti, and I didn't even realize who Ashanti was until like she came out with the Declaration album. That's when I was in third grade. So like when Ashanti was in her prime, like you and I, we were little. We were like 2 and 4. um,
Yeah.
but I remember we was watching the Happy video, and we were watching Destiny Child Survivor video. That used to be my favorite. And then of course, like my name is Aaliyah, and my sister helped name because she was a big Aaliyah fan growing up, and I wanted to know who I was named after. So I started listening to Aaliyah's music. And then like with the Leah, it came Brandy, and then it became Ashanti, and then it came like all these people from like these different like Maya, Nivea. I just started listening to music like from these different decades. And then my mom was telling me that she used to like to listen to Bobby Brown. So she put me on the Bobby Brown and Anita Baker. So I definitely had like a lot of familial, I guess, impacts with accessing R&B, but also it's funny though because even though my mom liked to listen to like Anita Baker and Bobby Brown, I want to say that she's really like a big music head. I've always been like a music head. Like since YouTube was invented, I've been on YouTube. I've been on 4Share, like downloading music, just trying to figure out different music. And I think that when you find music that you like from that artist, from that decade, you're just gonna naturally study that decade that they
Yeah.
reigned in.
And I ain't left since. Ever since
That
I found it, I haven't left.
okay, period.
And I don't plan on it. So, the people were like, what is that one saying that like you wasn't born in the wrong generation? Yes, the fuck I was.
I
I
was
was born in the wrong generation. Okay.
like
A little bit
my big my
sometimes.
get mad at me. She'd be like, "You really think that you from the '90s?"
Yes.
I am.
Okay.
I
I
am.
am. Literally. Okay, so I think for me, the moment, okay, who I can direct you to who? It was Bobby Brown. That's who made me fall in love and like do my research about R&B. And it was in the game Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. What I think it was Every Little Step. And no, not Every Little Step, but girl, the only thing that matters is Don't
Oh,
Be Cruel.
cruel.
Don't Be Cruel. That song right there, I was like, okay, okay. And I used to drive around specifically to listen to R&B music or the what was playing at the time. And it was more so what's that genre that Teddy Jam? Well, dang, what is that genre of R&B that Bobby Brown was in? Come
New
on,
Jack
help me out.
Swing.
New Jack Swing. There we go. That genre. Wow, chef kiss. And I think Bruno Mars. I like Bruno Mars 24 Karat Magic. That album. Love it. Okay, yeah. Bobby Brown. Of course, I remember seeing Ashanti on 106 in Park. And I remember when YouTube first came out, I was at a friend's house and I was wanting to watch music videos. And the first video that I think it came up or I looked it up was Aaliyah Rock the Boat. I remember watching that when it took 50 minutes to load.
Oh
I
my
was
God!
like,
Remember those times YouTube used to always be buffering.
yeah, I remember that.
You had to put it on pause so we could catch
That,
up.
yep. I always pause it to catch it up. Yep. And I would say another artist would be Maxwell. Because I remember listening to the song "Fortunate" by him, and I used to say, he said, "Woo, woo, wow." He hit that note at the beginning of the song.
Yeah.
Fortunate. I thought he was saying "doo doo doo woo brown, doo 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 brown," instead of "woo woo wow." Yeah. Yeah. I know. And who else? I feel like it was somebody else I was just thinking about.
How do you feel about Life Jennings?
I like Life.
He has a unique voice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I love it.
I listen to him. I feel like he's ghetto R&B, but like it's not
No,
insult.
Loki.
It's not an insult at all.
Loki like Chicago monkeys listen to Life.
I like it though.
Talking
Damn,
about
who
ghetto
else?
R.
Maybe it was just Bobby, Ashanti, Aaliyah, Maxwell.
How'd you discover Ashanti? Like, and how'd you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take you off, but
No, you're fine. But okay, so my first introduction, I don't want this to be about her, but like my first introduction to her was my cousin used to tell me that I look like a little Ashanti. And like I said, I wanted to know like who was Ashanti. So then like when the internet got popular, it was like when I started like looking to see who she was and like what type of music she made and stuff like that. So that's what originally brought me to be an Ashanti fan.
oh, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I said who and what. So yeah, I guess Grand Theft Auto what brought me to it, and my mom listening to music around the house, and those people. Yeah. Okay. Why don't you think people do R&B groups anymore?
That's a good question. I think that because they don't do pop groups either, I think that each era has its season for groups. Because when they first started coming out with rap groups like Migos and City Girls, I'm like, no way it's gonna work.
Wait, pause, because that's not where rap groups started at. We got Salt and
Oh, you're right,
Pepper,
Wu Tang.
Wu Tang, NWA, Salt and
Yeah,
Pepper. I already said them. Like,
but they weren't popular. They weren't mainstream though.
yeah, because just because white people don't know it, don't mean it's not popular mainstream.
But that's why I'm saying it wasn't hitting the Billboard Hot 100 like that.
Who wasn't?
They're hood
Okay.
classics. We
And
love
you, huh?
anyway.
Everybody know Push It. Push It.
Yeah,
Everybody know that. Do you know how many samples?
they do. They do know that. Like those became like cultural staples. You know, I mean, those are the most accessible tunes because like they're everywhere for people to understand it. But I feel like people knowing like those whole artists, like their background, like their history, is not as a big thing. But in terms of R&B groups, I think that
Bone Thugs Harmony. Go ahead.
I think that I just don't think it's enough time to have R&B group. The songs are so short.
Mm.
They don't write bridges anymore. I feel like there's so much pressure to put like one single artist out in our face.
Mm.
Because even with like the rap groups, I feel like that we have now, I feel like they have a lot more artist development or like they take more time with their craft than like
That's debatable.
I know it's
But
debatable, but I'm thinking about like how the Migos, for example, how they all put out like separate projects and they have like several platinum albums and like they really help create that sound of trap. I remember when Migos first came out and I'm like, they sound new, they sound different. Um, I can't say the same thing about City Girls, but I know going back to R&B, I don't know, like that's a good question. I feel like maybe as people who love R&B, excuse me, that we just said it has to stop with TLC and Destiny Child and Black and
I left out a group, an album. I'm sorry, I do apologize. Cherish. The group Cherish. Their debut album. Love
I do,
it.
they were decent.
They were who?
They were decent. They were so cute. And y'all, when I say decent, like I'm from Chicago, so decent mean really good.
Oh, okay. But yes, I love Cherish's debut album. I listened to it as an adult, like maybe a few years ago, and I was like, wow, this is good.
Why
But
don't we? I don't think we have R&B groups like that. We do have one coming up. I forget their name. It's three
I
girls.
think the reason we don't have it honestly is because the record labels and money. Money. And then I guess also people maybe the fighting or whatever, goes on amongst in a group and then splitting of the money. I feel like that's why people don't want to do R&B groups because of they don't want to split the check, which is, that's okay. But I don't know. And I do understand your point to where time, because it's like Destiny's Child had 3 members, and all 3 members had a part, and all 3 members did their due diligence. Shout out to
No,
Michelle
when it became
because
when it became 3. Remember when it was 4?
yeah,
It
they
was,
was 4.
mm.
There was 4. I forgot, but like I said, shout out to Michelle because she had the best verses each and every time, and she ate them up. Let me see why else. I think money, the record labels, like I said, time. That's definitely a big factor. I don't know. I guess those would be like the only ones. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's really what it sums up to. Those 3 factors:
And
time, money, record
like,
labels.
because women artists are so sexualized, I think to make an R&B group, R&B is already sexual and well, it's already very sensual and intimate. I think that they would have to like find one person to spotlight, um, and make the other one like kind of dim. Because I'm thinking about like Chloe and Halle, because when they was first coming up, they were very similar in aesthetic, and then Chloe started getting more recognition because she's older and she wanted to like explore her sexuality more and like experiment with different clothing, and like people are starting to pit them against each other. It's like, oh, she's still a star, like she's
Mm-hmm.
still like the breakout, and I feel like a lot of people don't know how to manage that when you're trying to be a group but also have like separate identities. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because even now, I don't even know how Chloe and Halle could even still be a group because I feel like they're so different as artists. Even though they're
Mm-hmm.
one artist as that group, their individual artists are so different from each other now. So I don't even know how they could even maintain their groupship.
Mm. That's a good answer. I never thought about that, honestly. Um, and because they're sisters, and a lot of groups are actually family. Like the group Cherish, they were all sisters. All 4 of the girls are sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. Okay. Okay. This may be, I don't know, it's not controversial, but do you think white artists can be soulful or sing like soul?
I think white artists back then were soulful. And I say back then, like in the 90s, because they actually took the time to study the music that they were singing. I think
Yeah,
that
that's true.
nowadays, white artists who try to be soulful, they just kind of cosplay black artists. Because I remember like when oh shit, I'm about to get canceled for this. But I remember when Ariana Grande had come out with one of her albums, like she was doing like a lot of tanning around in this era, and she started talking with a black scent. And I think that's when Victoria Monet was like writing for her like real heavy, like that was just like a turn off for me because I'm like, if you're gonna use these R&B type beats, you don't have to become black, or adopt this like mixed girl or black girl persona. Um, I know that Ariana did grow up listening to Mariah, did grow up listening to Whitney, but that artist development for holistically, not just speaking on Ariana Grande, it just don't seem like as intense, it's as serious. I feel like people they find like that's a different topic. But going back to Ken, white artists be soulful. Um, I think Adele is soulful. I think Adele is soulful without trying to be R&B. I think Adele is in her own lane. Um, and she's proud of that. When I say soulful, I mean like conjuring, not like in that black soulfulness, like we thinking about like how we were thinking about like Robin Thicke or John B or Tina Marie, like being soulful by singing R&B type music. When I say Adele is soulful, like she conjures a lot of emotion for me.
Okay. All
Mm.
right, I get that. Even I don't listen to Adele, but I definitely think like I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I get what you're saying. And I was gonna say something about Miss Ariana. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Dang. What was I gonna say about Ariana? Maybe it'll come back to me, but I don't remember. And Robin Thicke, I don't know. I don't know if he's soulful. I think he can sing.
Lost without you, can't help myself.
I think his dad maybe is more soulful because that's where he got it from. But like, I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe I just haven't thought about it and listened to it. So I'm like, I can't. I'm not gonna say.
You can.
But
That's. I think that was a black man growing up when he was singing that song.
You thought he was Robin Thicke? I don't think I thought any artist besides because Bobby Caldwell and Michael McDonald. Like if you hear that song, you know them. But because I had put on YouTube, I'm like white artists who sound black, and then like those were the only two that stood out to me because I always grew up knowing that John B was white. Why and how? I don't know where I got that from. It could have been I think my parents and also YouTube. I always knew he was white. I questioned it for a minute though. When I was younger, I questioned if he was mixed or not. I looked it up. I questioned, but did you know that they huh?
I said even I saw a recent performance of him. I was like, he kind of looked mixed.
No, but they marketed him because they didn't think that he was going to succeed because he was white boy. So they marketed him to look that way.
Ooh.
Fun fact. Yeah.
Of course.
They did. Like that's why like if you look at his debut album, that's why it's like tan and not full blown color. And he had the low cut. Yeah, they did that. And then it worked. And then it worked. And nobody questioned it, period, because they thought he was a black man. But no. He's not. But I think I don't like to say down for us, but in layman's term, I think he's down for the cause. Because like I said, I think he studied the music, you know. I don't think he would ever disrespect black people and black work ever.
Yeah.
What do you think about Bruno Mars and people going again? Is this an off-camera conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. It could be off-camera.
I'll say this. Some people like it. Me, it just feels weird and disingenuous. Well, not disingenuous, but I feel like it just feels weird a lot of times, especially because he permed his hair, made it curly. And why
is that natural?
When he first came out, his hair was straight.
But I think I saw pictures of him being a little boy. When he was a little boy, his hair was curly. No, I don't know. We'll have to look it up offline. We'll talk about this off.
That's awful.
But yeah, those are the only two people I knew were or didn't know was white. I always knew, like I said, growing up, I always knew Tina Marie was white. I don't know why I knew that, but it was nothing I ever questioned it. If I did, I don't remember. But a lot of people say that they didn't know that Pink was white, JoJo was white. Who else? Who else was white? People thought was white.
Justin Timberlake.
I mean, thought was black. People thought that?
I know people used to be like, "Oh, he could get away, like he could be a black boy," especially because he had started working with Michael Jackson. I think that he accepted black.
Yeah, and then people they wanted him and Usher to do a verses, and I think that was like the most disrespectful thing you could do, to even utter those two names in the same sentence.
I mean,
leave it.
The pop R&B side of Usher, I feel, could go against Justin Timberlake. I'm thinking about I'm thinking specifically versus what's the song he did with T.I.? My Love.
Okay. I see those two songs, but it was kind of 20 songs. But we're talking about 20 songs. And I also thought it was kind of disrespectful also because verses was a thing for us, by us, and I wanted to be strictly that. No matter. So, no.
I respect.
I'm trying to think who else. I think those are like the Robin. I don't know any other artists, white artists. I can't think. But anyways, okay. So we're coming to the end of the episode. Okay, last question. What do you think? Even though we kind of already talked about this, but let's go more in detail. What do you think is missing from today's R&B?
Oh my God! Number one, why aren't y'all writing bridges? Why you don't mock me? But that really be pissing me off, bro. Like, cause I listen to R&B music to tell a story. Like, one of my favorite things about Ashanti, like, she know how to write a goddamn bridge. Like I said, struggle, Foolish. She came with us on Foolish with 2 bridges. Rain on Me. That's the essential of like R&B. Like R&B music supposed to be at least 3 minutes and 40 seconds to
Oh,
4.
really? Is that a staple?
That's, to me, I think that's a staple. You have to have that climax
That's
because
true.
R&B, like, it starts off with like, I feel like being in, like, having some tension, you know, or some unresolved feelings, and then you get to that bridge, you climb that bridge, and then like you settled it, you have that resolution. I feel like that's a staple to R&B. So it's missing the bridges, um, it's missing artist development, because even though like we agree together that like Ashanti is not a vocalist, and that, you know, like her voice is not used as a total instrument that is always manipulated. I think that like she was developed as an artist, you know, to put out quality music and to think about like the trajectory. If you ever listen to an Ashanti album, I feel like she really tries to tell a story on it. Like she puts her songs very chronological. And I feel like I be listening to these other girls' songs, and they just be putting songs on the albums all random and things like that. Um, they stay in the same range. They don't try to listen to the same voice. Everything sounds like you could smoke to it and you could vibe out to it. Like it's not really taking me through that roller coaster ride. What else is? Oh, they do too many samples. I'm tired of listening to these R&B songs now, and I'm like, oh, okay, that they use "Say My Name." Oh, they use some song by Escape. Oh, they use this song by Bobby Brown. Like, I don't want to be able to easily identify the music
Mm.
background. And just because you're using old R&B songs to sample it does not mean that it's making it more like listenable to me, because I'm already going to compare it to the old R&B song.
So if you're gonna do a sample, do it right. And I feel like when they did samples back in the 2000s and 90s and so on, they did the samples justice to where you knew both of the songs were separately and you didn't forget about the songs.
For sure. And then another thing too that I've been peeping, like in the 2000s, like they use elements from different genres. Um and
Even though
which
it got them in trouble one time, but yeah.
they did get in trouble a couple of times. But you know, like, just I feel like they really appreciated other cultures. I feel like today's R&B doesn't really have like that appreciation for the craft of the music. But the fact that Cisco took like a Ricky Martin song and was like made thong song out of it, like
A Rick and Marty?
Ricky Martin.
Oh.
He used Viva,
I'm
he
like,
used
that was out back then.
Viva La Boca. That was the song that he used. A couple of them, they used like Arabian songs to create these beats and things like that. And you could argue like, you can make the argument, is that true R&B? But I feel like the way they tuned it, the way they spun it, it became like R&B. But that fact, like that was that craftsmanship, like to think outside the box. Like nobody is using this sound. Knows the sound in the U.S., but we're going to use it. We're going to pay homage, and we're going to make it like kind of our own. And I think that's one thing too that I like about Black culture in general. That, you know, especially Black American culture, and the fact that a lot of us may not be able to track like our 100% ancestral roots, but we come together to take different pieces of culture and to make it our own. Um,
Period.
and I think that the younger generation, I feel like they're lazy. Like I love listening to music more,
Mm-hmm.
but like if you're just going to make like if you're going to do a copy and paste job, you could keep that shit in the drafts.
And it was Murder She Wrote. Period. Wow. Wow. Very, very detailed answer. And I completely agree with everything you said. Because it's facts. We're missing the bridges. We're also missing like intros too, I think, to songs.
Oh yeah.
Intros, and besides, I don't know, because I don't listen to a lot of new artists, which is, kind of like, but I feel like the only person that's done a acapella on the album was Summer Walker. Like now her acapella Chef's Kiss. I love it. And acoustic, I think acoustic was acoustic, but I love it. Any acapella on the album because I need to hear what you hear. I need to hear you. Miss Ella May, I think Miss Ella May can sing too. I like her voice. I love her voice. But okay, so what I think is missing, because Bridges, like you said, so I wrote this down. Okay, so I was watching like this. I'm sorry, I don't know how. That's not I don't know how, but I don't remember who I saw this from. It was a guy on YouTube, and it was like a 20-minute video about why singers don't sound the same anymore. And part of the reason was because of churches, like religious sanctuaries. We don't go to practice from sun up to sundown to sing to choir practice, and it's showing. And it was saying, like, I don't remember the exact amount of hours, but it was a certain amount of hours that you had to have to be a vocalist or to perfect an art. That's what it was, to perfect an art.
Sure.
We're talking about R&B. So like your top 5 singers, albums. Let's drop it out. What you gotta think about R&B today? Drop it out. We're gonna say it. But yeah, they were saying that like you have to have a certain amount of hours to perfect your craft, and they did that back in the day. But now it's you get discovered on YouTube because you can sing, and that you're not putting the hours to protect your craft. I'm not protect, but to perfect your craft. And I was like, wow, that actually, what the heck? Oh, I scared myself. It was something down here. But to protect your craft. Now I keep saying protect. Y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying. Perfect your craft. And I was like, oh wow, okay. So
but no, Michaela, to that point though, I like, even though you say you didn't mean to say it, I do like the protect your craft, because I think that a lot of people, you hear more singers talking about they're struggling with their voice now. Like they got notes and things like that because they're not practicing. Mm-hmm. They don't know how to warm up. I'd be like, do y'all got vocal coaches? Going off of that, y'all not using y'all full range. They don't even know how well that they have the potential to sing because they don't have people helping them perfect it or protect it.
Mm-hmm. Let the church say amen.
They also get into a bunch of shit. Like, I remember this is off topic, but I remember I saw this tweet. Like, somebody was like, damn, if I was as blessed and fortunate as these celebrities nowadays, I would not fumble God's bag. You know, I'd be quiet, I'd be humble and all that stuff. Like, I'm tired of seeing, like, you on the blogs and things like that. I want, like, a modicum of mystery. Like, talk to me when you
promote a different topic, because baby, we could go on about that. Yes, please list your favorite artists, R&B artists. I want to know, y'all. I want to know. I'm intrigued now. But yeah, somebody just joined in here. We're talking about R&B, everything about it. But yes, protect and perfect their craft. They don't do that. And we talked about I think we was off the phone. We was talking about singers we was talking about vibes. I feel like singers sing about feelings and not emotions. And I feel like there's a difference. Because feelings are temporary. Emotions last a little bit longer than feelings do. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, everything is a vibe. Like you said, like, oh yeah, I'm in a car. But like, when you were feeling a song, you feel it with emotion. Like, when I hear, and wait, was it, and no, not, and I, it's like, what's that Whitney song? And no, y'all, oh my God, I stumbled. I said a whole bunch of nothing. She's like, and don't make me close my mother. That song. I have nothing. I don't want to hurt anyone. Stay in my. What's that song?
I have nothing.
I have nothing. That song made me feel like I didn't have shit. Okay. And it was an emotion. Like, oh my God. I love this man. And if he leave, I don't have a penny to my name. Mary J. Blige, Christina Michelle, Monica, Ashanti, period, Fantasia, Limo. Oh yeah. Tony. Oh my God. Aaliyah.
I love this.
See, this is
I love Mary. I love Ashanti, Monica. That was so what I said.
What?
I was wondering.
Aaliyah.
Yes.
What? Hold on. Oh, my headphones. Let me unplug this microphone. Ooh. Okay, y'all. I
Oh,
just lost my cool there because we forgot Toni Braxton, and I knew it. I'm disappointed in myself.
I love Toni Braxton. People be really sleeping on Toni Braxton when they be like, "Oh, she sound like a man." You sound immature. You sound immature. Like, if you don't like women, just say that. And when I'm saying like don't like women, I'm not just talking about men. I'm just talking about like if you're being misogynistic towards women, say that. Um, Toni can sing. Um, I hate when people compare her to Anita because Anita really they have like the same voice type, both being altos, but Anita is more like a jazzy R&B and Toni is like a straight R&B. Like a sultry like type of R&B, like that baby face R&B.
How freak did I forget Charlie Wilson? Oh my god, I love me some Uncle Charlie, Mr. Charlie, and I just still cannot believe I forgot Toni Braxton. Like, I'm sorry, I'm probably not gonna let that rest, but
But no, you know what's another thing that's missing from R&B music?
what?
Metaphor. Metaphors.
Absolutely.
These songs are too literal for me. I'm just thinking, I'm like, I was listening to Rain on Me by Ashanti, and it's just like, what's that one bar? She was like,
I don't want to hug my pillow late at night no more.
no, she was like, I don't want to be this woman the second time around.
Mm.
Screaming, no longer believing, then I'm going to be around.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, damn, bro, you felt that shit in your heart.
That was
Like,
an emotion. That drug an emotion up out of you,
and then
not just some feeling.
when Ashanti wrote in that, in Baby, like, that fucking verse in Baby, and she was like, uh, baby, I can see my world living here on God's green earth. You don't know what you done to me. I never thought I needed desperately. It's kind of sick how I'm stuck on you. I don't care because I'm needing you.
We
And
could
how
do a song
remain.
breakdown on that one. We could do a song breakdown. But what? Okay, he said, "Yeah, my mic dropped, y'all."
Wait, those not even metaphors. Those are very literal. But
Yeah,
I remember when you found out like one Aaliyah song was about domestic violence awareness, and you were like,
Aaliyah.
yeah, I think it was I Refuse. You were listening to her, Don't Know What to Tell You, and you were like, damn, I've been vibing to this song for all these years. I didn't even know that it was like about domestic violence,
I don't know what song it was.
like songs just they can say everything back then in these songs. You had to infer, you had to pick things up.
Yeah.
And that's what I miss about R&B. Like the mental exercise sometimes.
Mm. And I guess we could tie that into like I said, I don't feel like either one they lack the vocal ability, or two they're not in tune with the lyrics that they're singing, and that ties into what you were saying. Like they're not feeling that. Like I need you to feel it. I need you to push that shit out. Like push that shit out. Jasmine Sullivan, yeah, we talked about her earlier. Miss Jasmine, even though people saying like she's not a new artist, Miss Girl has been around. Miss Taylor, Miss Sullivan has been around, and she just happened to drop a fire ass album along with these other girls,
Period.
and boom. But yeah, like I need them to feel like, come on, I know somebody broke your heart before. Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. It's okay. You said what, Aaliyah?
I said exactly. Like I know people broke your heart, but I want to feel it. Like I'm like some of these songs just be too literal.
Okay, what about Brandy? Because we were talking about how some people consider her a vocalist and some people consider her a singer. But dang, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, you were saying, wait, what would you say, Aaliyah? What you had just said?
I'm just saying like how some like today's R&B is just too literal for me.
I have another thought, y'all.
You said you were talking about Brandy just now.
No, it was before that. I had a thought. Yeah, I need them to be in tune. I guess, like I was just saying, in tune with their singing. Because I know anything Ashanti wrote, Ashanti sang. Anything Ashanti sang, Ashanti wrote it. Like 95% of her music. And we could say the same thing about Miss Mariah Carey too, because she was just saying how she don't get the recognition that she deserves as a songwriter.
100%.
Yeah, they do. They call her the vocal Bible. But it's opinion. I guess opinion based. I don't
I
know.
never. Oh, Brandy can sing very well. Let's preface that. Like, I do enjoy listening to Brandy. I know you're from Atlanta, y'all Team Monica, but I feel like they could coexist in the same conversation. They're friends now. Um, but I think that I've never, and maybe that's because I'm not tuned into Brandy's catalog like that. I don't know like the evidence of the vocal Bibleness.
I say his name Durand Burner. Am I saying that right? um. Oh yeah, and I feel like another thing, like you said, is the storytelling. Like when it came to music back then, there were more things to talk about than just, oh, he broke me up, we broke up, so now I'm gonna go smoke, or something like that. They wrote about this nigga not the baby daddy. They wrote about sleeping with each other, friends, relationship. They sung about that. They sung about any life situation
Just
possible.
self-esteem.
Self-esteem. They talk about being black. I mean, they sung about being black. They sung about everything. What's going on, Marvin Gaye? That was about a culture shift in society.
Yeah.
What? Come on, come on. There's more things to talk about now.
But
like
no,
they talk about domestic
but
abuse.
it's not selling no more. And I honestly think that R&B is not what it is because we don't have 106 in Park no more. I truly believe that because I really feel like 106 in Park was definitely like holding it down for the culture. And
That's an interesting take.
BET as a whole before it became a public company.
And you know what else is missing from music in general today is R&B, like not R&B, but music videos. Like I love Money Long, like I like her as an artist, but when I watched that Hours and Hours video, I wanted to throw my computer screen. It was
Yeah.
so boring. So boring. I'm like, she could have did so much with that beautiful song, that popular song, but it was just too boring for me. My favorite video, I've said this 1,001 times, my favorite video of all time is LL Cool J, Love You Better. Like, I don't know, something about that music video just brings like me happiness and joy for some reason. Like, it's just such an amazing video.
I gotta tune into that.
Yeah, I like the video. I love it, the video actually. And I do feel like you could do a music video with just you, but like make it about, I don't know, something else too. Like,
Exactly.
and then a lot of the songs and videos don't correlate. Come on, we need to be on the same page.
Exactly.
Same page, and we don't be on the same page. I feel like I should be a video director, choreographer, because there's so many ideas I hear when I hear certain songs. Like Poppin', I'm mad that song didn't get a video. I'm mad Lovers and Friends didn't get a video. What other song I'm mad that didn't get a video? I think Struggle should have got a video. Say it again.
Softest Place on Earth.
Escape, okay. It's just so many songs from back then I think deserve music videos. And like I wouldn't even be mad at Chris Brown if he went back and did Poppin'. Mr. Brown, Mr. Maurice. Yeah, it's just so much. Just so much, man.
So much.
So much. I don't know if anybody else is on here, but like if y'all have any afterthoughts about R&B, like as far as anything is concerned, then you are free to say it. I don't know, cause like I wish it told me who was on here. Maybe it does. Does it tell me who on here? I'm surprised they ain't cut us off yet, cause it will. And no, see, like right then it just said, huh?
Just you and I.
Oh, okay. But yeah. Oh yeah. Then you had asked earlier what microwave music is, because I was telling you how today these what is it? Not corporations. These record labels want the artists to make microwave music, and that's what it is. And microwave music is where you put out an album. It's good, like it's decent. Down here means like it's a 6, between a 6 and a 4. Like, it's mediocre. They make these decent albums, and then they ready for the next one like within 6 months to a year.
Yeah,
that's microwave music. Like the music didn't even resonate with us yet. We didn't even marinate it in our brain yet. You're talking about putting out another album? Like, come on, like, no. Back
Exactly.
then, it took them a couple of years to put out an album, but why? Because they had to. I think Rihanna said that she wanted to experience life. Maybe it wasn't Rihanna. It was some R&B singers that they wanted to experience life before they got back in the studio to sing and write about something else. Which that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Like people, yeah, will go through stuff on a year-to-year basis, but how much of that can you really write and sing about, and it not get repetitive?
Exactly.
So, and microwave music is also TikTok music, where we only know like 30 seconds of the song, and microwave music is also music not being longer than 2 minutes.
Exactly.
All of that is considered microwave music to me,
Because
and that is why.
like if you like it decent enough, then you could replay it over and over and just listen to it because it's not like a 4 minute song, so they could get more streams that way.
Like everybody was pressing Rihanna to release new music after she had just dropped Anti within like 2 years. I'm like, y'all, we gotta wake up. Like it's only been 2 years. Like let's listen to Anti first. Like
Now it's been
please,
six.
huh?
Now it's been like 6.
But that's okay because has time is. We can talk about that different time, but. But people have been begging since Lemonade dropped it for her to drop another album. I'm like, y'all be patient. Be patient, be patient. So maybe and hopefully the longer it takes, the better it is. And if that's not the case, then oh well. But like still let these artists take time on their crafts because you don't want nobody to rush you doing your work, like your homework or nothing. Like let's just relax. It's really these stands and that stand behavior shit is kind of weird to me.
Exactly. Because they're supposed to be artists, so they should take their time. They should make a decent project.
Exactly.
Give me quality.
Exactly. Because whenever you rush, you get rush results. And I'm not going to call this one particular artist. I said call. I'm not going to say nothing. But yeah, it's the result of the times that we're in now. And microwave music needs to be unplugged. Meaning it needs to come to a stop and not be plugged back in. Everybody need to go back to old fashioned cooking and putting that shit in the oven. Period. Putting that shit in the oven. Yeah. Cause yeah. But that concludes today's episode, folks. That is all we have to say. And of course, if I have any more questions, then Lily, we can always do a part 2
Period.
on music. Cause why not? It's my show. But that is all we have for today. And I would like to thank you all who tuned in and, participated with me. And you can catch this episode on YouTube sometime soon. And yeah, thank you, Lily, for being on here. First time guest. And I would love to have you again.
Thank you for It's been a pleasure, Michaela.
You're welcome.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.